Tonight's special presentation will be the Nordonia boys varsity basketball, the Nordonia Knights versus Aurora Greenman at Nordonia High School here at Macedonia, Ohio. Enjoy our special presentation.
You good? Testing, testing.
evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nordonia High School in the Hugh Griffith Memorial Gymnasium for tonight's Suburban League basketball game between the visiting Aurora Greenman and your Nordonia Knights. The players, coaches, and administrators from both schools, as well as the game officials, are guests of the Ohio High School Athletic Association and are to be treated with respect by all in attendance. Please remember, this is a game played by student athletes. Respectful behavior is expected by all in attendance. The officials assigned to this game have been selected according to procedures adopted by the Ohio High School Athletic Association and the Suburban League. The officials for tonight's game are Lindsay Florence, Brett Wayne, and Leonard Terrell. Their experience and integrity qualify them for their assignment to this game. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a great country with freedoms like no other. To honor America and all who have served this country to defend those freedoms, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats, and veterans are encouraged to salute for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, sing, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose the stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming.
Introducing the coaching staffs. Aurora head coach Greg Rohde and assistant coaches John Mitchell, Dom DiMartini, and Dion Morrison. Nordonia head coach Dominique Sanders, assistant coaches Don Jones, Don Springer, Devon Sanders, and Dave Smith. Now for the introduction of the starting lineups. For Aurora, number 3, Mason Bizjack. For Nordonia, 5'9" senior, number 1, George Jones. For Aurora, number 4, Jack Carterman. For Nordonia, 6'4" senior, number 2, Joe Jones. For Aurora, number 10, Enzo Catania. For Nordonia, 6'3" senior, number 10, David Wallace. For Aurora, number 13, Jonathan Ugran. For Nordonia, 5'11" senior, number 11, Anthony Lee. For Aurora, number 21, Gabe Elsawi. And for Nordonia, 5'10" sophomore, number 23, Liam Gopalakrishna. Ladies and gentlemen, this year our season depends on the cooperation and support from everyone to follow the safety guidelines set by the Ohio Department of Health, the Governor's Office, and the Ohio High School Athletic Association. As we have seen, the opportunity to play sports can be taken away by the spread of COVID-19. We ask that that everyone in attendance wear a facial covering.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nordonia High School. I'm Darius Cessna, your host tonight from Macedonia here as the hometown Knights of Nordonia for some varsity basketball are hosting the visiting Aurora Greenmen. And in the JV game tonight, out the Greenmen in quite emphatically. Can't even remember the final score, was such a blowout. Won by about 20 or so as Damon Wallace gets inside.
I
and
believe
can't
it
hit
was
the first bucket.
56 to 48.
Yeah, thank you, Ben. And joining me, ladies and gentlemen, is Ben Hirsch, as both of us will be commentating the game for you tonight. Ben actually told me that he wanted to do some play-by-play broadcasting. I said I'd get it started, and then he can kind of pick off a little bit. So we'll kind of feed off each other tonight. That'll be fun. As let's get you your starting lineups for tonight. First, for the visiting Greenmen of Aurora, it's Mason Beastjack, Jack Hardiman, Enzo Catania, Jonathan Ugran, and Gabriel Elsaway. For the Nordonia Knights, George Jones, Joel Jones, Damon Wallace, Anthony Lee, and Liam Gopalakrishna. As right now, the Greenmen with a 2-0 lead, as Anthony Lee can't hit the jumper. Here come the Greenmen out there right now. It is Mason Beastjack doing the ball handling, gets it over to Ugran, and we have a foul called here. It's going to be on the sideline. It's going to be on the Knights, and it will be on Joel Jones.
Joel Jones is first.
So Ben, first of all, welcome back to some Knights broadcasting. It's good to have you back. It seems like it's been a while. We haven't done a game in a while. As the Greenmen inbound, here is Beastjack. Beastjack is guarded by Anthony Lee to start off, and we have a 5-second violation.
5-second violation. All goes to the Knights.
So you can't be standing in one spot for more than 5 seconds, the high school rules. As what I like, George Jones getting the start tonight, and Liam Gopalakrishna. So you have two guys who usually come off the bench, Ben, but head coach Dominique Sanders is going to use them here in the starting lineup. Going to be interesting to see how their minutes are going to work out, especially as the game goes down the stretch. Here's Gopalakrishna. He is guarded by Jack Cardiman. George Jones, Anthony Lee drives all the way, kicks it out. Gopalakrishna, corner three is good. Gopalakrishna hits the three and gets Nordonia on the board. 3-2 Knights in the early going here. Here's Beastjack. Got to get it over the court here. He does. Beastjack is guarded by Lee. Finds Jones. It's stolen. Joel Jones had it, and it's going to be off of Joel Jones, so unable to capitalize on that fast break chance. But that was good defense there by the Knights, Ben.
But from what it looked like to me, it was Joel Jones dropped the ball onto number 21 on the other team, Gabriel Elsawi, and it bounced out of bounds, but apparently that was not what happened.
Here's a three-pointer. That is good. That is Jonathan Ugran for three, and he gives Aurora a 5-3 lead. Here's George Jones, who is guarded by Elsawi. Anthony Lee. Anthony Lee is at the top of the key right now, sizing up his options. Dribbling the ball. Let's see what he's going to come up with here. Gets it over to Joel Jones, who almost had it stolen. Now he and Ugran both fell to the floor. Knights are going to keep the ball.
Foul is on number 13. Jonathan Ugran is first. First team foul on the hand.
Jones inbounds against Ugran. Jones finds Gopalakrishna. Liam Gopalakrishna is guarded by Jack Cardiman here. Gopalakrishna finds George Jones in the right side corner, gets it over to Joel Jones in the paint. He'll drive all the way and lay it up and in. So Joel Jones gets on the score sheet here for Nordonia, and he ties the game up at 5. Here's Beastjack. Beastjack looking, finds Elsawi. Gives it to George Elsawi. Oh, good defense there by the Knights. Elsawi able to find Cardiman again. Vince McFarland is going to be checking in soon for Nordonia. The shot is from Beastjack is off, and Damon Wallace gets it. Here comes Lee pushing the pace. as Coach Sanders is instructing him to do so. Anthony Lee pushes, almost lost it, gets it back. Oh, nice pass inside for Wallace. Dwyman Wallace comes up with it, and we have a dive, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor in the Greenman. So Aurora will get the ball back. We have 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and we are tied at 5. Damon Wallace and George Jones are going to the bench here. Matt Hayes will come in, and as well as Luke Tycody. Vince McFarland also checking in for the Knights. Joel Jones will take a seat. So out there for Nordonia right now, Matt Hayes, Vince McFarland, Luke Tycody, Anthony Lee, and Liam Gopalakrishna. Ben, I really like the pace of this game so far.
Steady, we're tied right now.
Yeah.
5 even tied with fouls, each team having 1.
Foul is on number 12, Matt
And
Hayes.
Scratch that.
yeah, Matt Hayes is going to pick up that foul, and Carterman will inbound. Enzo Catania has checked in for Aurora, as that floater is way off the mark by Ugran. Liam Gopalakrishna crosses the half-court line and is now guarded by Jack Carterman. And Anthony Lee gets it, drives all the way, and it is off of Beesjack, and Knights will keep possession. 3:38 here to go in the first quarter. We are tied at 5, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, thanks for joining us tonight here live at Nordonia High School, live streaming the game for you. As here come the Aurora Greenmen off that turnover. Cardigan with the floater is short. Rebound Gopalakrishna. Liam pushes it, gets past Elsawi, and the Knights want a foul there. Certainly so. That looked like there was some contact. Refs say no, play on. Here's Beesjack guarded by McFarland. The bounce pass inside for Catania, off the mark. Hayes the rebound. Matt Hayes pushing. Gets it to Tycody, drives baseline, kicks it back out, and it got deflected into the hands of Matt Hayes. And talk about serendipity on that play. Matt Hayes got the ball right where you want it, and he put it up back in, and a nice defensive play there by Hayes. As Derek Acapinti and George Jones are going to come back in here for the Knights. Good stint out there for Liam Gopalakrishna, I have to say, Ben.
Alex Moore checks in for Aurora.
Seems like
George Jones and Derek
Nice cut and nice lay-in and finish by Beesjack there.
Mason Beesjack.
As I'm Darius Sethner, ladies and gentlemen. Joining me is Ben Hirsch. I'm going to give him some play-by-play here in a little bit. Give him some practice. He asked me, and I'm kind of excited to hear what have you been doing some play-by-play practice,
I have. Ben? When you have been out and unable to come, I've been filling in for you.
Nice. Can't wait to hear what you have to say.
Yeah.
As we are tied at 7 right now, so Ben Hirsch joining me. Also wanted to say Shane Romero joining me behind the camera. He's doing all the technical work for us, all of his work. So appreciate all of his efforts to make this live stream possible for you. Here's Ugran. Ugran kicks it out. It's Catania. Catania now top of the key. He'll drive all the way in the paint, float it off the glass, and float it in. So size dominates that matchup there. And Enzo Catania gives Aurora a 9-7 advantage. Acapinti, who just checked in a moment ago, finds Hayes, who gets it to Tycody. Back up top for George Jones. Tycody, right side foul line extended, now drives it. Matt Hayes a 3. No. Acapinti, 2 Knights went for the same rebound, and it ends up in the hands of Aurora. Here comes Beesjack. Zebediah Smith, a junior guard, is going to check in now for Aurora, number 0 there. He's going to come in for El Sawi. As we have 1:27 to go here in the first quarter. Knights down by 2. It's a 9-7 advantage for Aurora. Here is Smith, and he was pushed by Jones. And Ben, not happy with the call there. So don't worry, because the Knights coaching staff also agrees with you.
That was definitely a flop if I've ever seen one.
Well, we're playing on. We're seeing what's going to happen here. This is Zebediah Smith, who just checked into the game. Smith kicks it out for Beastjack. Wide open is Catania. He had a toe on the line, so that's not going to be it wouldn't have counted as a 3, or it shouldn't have counted at least as a 3. Here's Hayes. Hayes gets it for Jones. Nice ball movement. McFarland takes it back up top. George Jones finds Tykody. Tykody gets it bound in for McFarland. Vince McFarland kicks it out, and too high of a pass. So not a great pass there for McFarland as the Knights turn it over.
Clock.
Here's Beastjack. 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter. The drive and the lay-in is good by Logan Keelan. So Logan Keelan is a junior guard who just checked in, and what a way to start off the evening for Mr. Keelan, as he gives Aurora a 4-point advantage, 11-7, their largest lead of the game thus far. Tykody gets it back to Jones. George Jones. No. Talk about serendipity again, and Derek Acapinti kept that play alive, got it into the hands of McFarland, laid it up and laid it in. Final 10 seconds here of the first quarter. This is Beastjack, couple of crossovers, the dance in the lane, the floater is off, and the putback is good. That was Alexander Moore, and he ends the quarter on a high note there for Aurora, Ben. Right now it's 13-9. Greenman with a 4-point advantage after one quarter over the Knights. Ben. Yeah, I do my podcast with Logan Purcell.
Logan Purcell,
my bad. Ben, overall, what did you see from that game? I like the pace, and I like the way the Knights are playing overall.
Yeah, but so far, Knights, when they are on defense, they definitely need to watch the left side closer to the sidelines. Not doing anything over there.
And it's going to be interesting to see how the Knights kind of, they had some nice defensive plays at the beginning of the game. Let's see if they can carry that in to start this second quarter on the right foot. Overall, Ben, that was a solid first quarter, I think. Knights obviously making some tweaks right now. I'm going to hand over the play-by-play to you, but before I do that, I just want to say special thanks to SR Films and Shane Romero for all his technical work behind the scenes, making this live stream possible. Also, ladies and gentlemen, would like to let you know, please, if you are going to put a comment in the live streams, please make sure it is obviously appropriate. We at NordoniaHills.news obviously trust you guys, but just wanted to remind you, just please make sure you keep your comments appropriate. Thank you so much. And Ben, do you want to take it away? I'll obviously talk with you.
Take it away. Yep. Okay, the ball is now in Damon Wallace, who passes it over to Matt Hayes, who passes it then back to Damon Wallace, who...
I think that was Jones. Yeah, that was Jones. That was Jones. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries. What's great about Ben being broadcasting these Knights games is after a few games, you know the Knights players, so then you just have to worry about the away team
I know most
roster,
of their names. I just have to remember the numbers.
We always see them in the hallways at school, so it's easy to remember them. Right. So Wallace got that free throw. 13-10
ball
lead
being passed
for Aurora.
In to Zebediah Smith. Zebediah now taking it down, passes it over to Gabriel El-Sawi. El-Sawi back over to Logan Keelan. Keelan back to El-Sawi. El-Sawi passes it back
not a lot
to
of
Zebediah
perimeter movement here.
Then that is hot potatoed around to Logan Kellen. Kellen over to, looks like Alexander Moore. Alexander Moore passing it, missed the shot.
This is when I think the Knights are at their best, Ben. They're pushing the pace right now, and that's an open three. Yeah.
And open three by Anthony Lee.
Yeah, to me, Ben, that's really when the Knights are at their best. When they're pushing the pace every time, you're either going to get a wide open layup or an open three. And speaking of threes, that was by Gabriel
really
Elsley.
Clean. Yep. We got Anthony Lee passing it over to Joel Jones. Joel Jones back to Anthony Lee. Anthony Lee taking a shot, misses, scoops up.
Not a great shot selection there.
Yeah. Ball is taken down court by Zebediah Smith. Zebediah Smith over to Logan Kellen. Kellen down, passes it towards Tavon Pride.
Tavion Pride, yeah, the junior forward. Looks like he's going to go to the bench.
And the person coming in, I did not.
It looks like number 10, looks like Catania, yeah. Enzo Catania.
Anthony Lee coming down the court with the ball now. Hands it off to Joey Palinkas. Palinkas takes a three-point, misses, but scooped up by Joel Jones. Joel Jones now with the ball, passes it over to Derek Okapinski.
Yeah, if I'm Joel Jones, I'm just going up and shooting that one. Yeah. He had good post positioning. I mean, I like the idea, and I obviously think it's good to get Damon Wallace some touches, but I think just go up for that shot. I don't know about you.
Yeah. Ball is now in Gabriel Elsawi's hands, taking it down the court. Passes it off to Enzo Canina. A shot made by Gabriel Elsawi, who misses it.
We got a foul coming out. That's going to be on.
Foul.
It's going to be on Urgan. It looks like.
Foul is on number 13, Jonathan Uran. Second.
Ball is going to be passed in by Joel Jones to Anthony Lee. Anthony Lee taking it down the court.
So we've got 5:35 to go here in the second quarter.
He passes it off to Joey Palinkas. Palinkas passing it over to Liam Kapalakrishna. Kapalakrishna passing it off to another Nordonia player. I did not catch him, missed the shot. Shot made by what looked like
a turnover
Gabriel
there, and we do have a turnover.
Elsawi misses, ball scooped up. And
fast pace. Really fast pace.
It is hard to keep track when they keep moving that fast.
And right now, good timeout call here by Dominique Sanders as the Greenman pushing the pace a lot here and kind of pulling away here. Pulling away here. We've only a few more minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Knights down by 5. It's 18-13 with the score in favor of Aurora. So, Ben, overall, to me it seems like the Knights maybe are pushing the pace a little too much and kind of committing some silly turnovers. To me, I think it's maybe time to slow it down a little bit, get some good plays heading into the half. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's exact same thing. They just need to slow it down a little and pay attention to where they're heading and what they're doing.
Yeah. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining Ben and I tonight from Nordonia High School. We got some Friday night hoops for you before you head into your weekend. It's always fun to have some basketball on your Friday night. A cold Friday night, too. Man, I tell you, Ben, the weather's been really sporadic here.
Yeah, I would say the same exact thing. It's been on and off.
I mean, it was sunny this morning, and then halfway through school, it was back to cloudy. That's with Northeast Ohio in a nutshell for you, I guess.
Yep. And it looks like Damon Wallace had the ball, but it was slapped out of his hands. And we've got Mitchell Wychecki.
Yeah, Wychecki's getting his
for Joey Palinkas.
His first stint of the game here.
We got Anthony Lee with the ball now, hit out of bounds by Gabriel Elsawi.
So out there for Nordonia, you got Anthony Lee, Matt Hayes, Damon Wallace, Mitch Wychecki, and Liam Gopalakrishna. Hayes fakes a three, gets it inside. Oh,
and
nice. So those
Damon Wallace.
Yeah, those are Damon Wallace's first points of the game. If I'm first field goal of the game. Yeah.
And it looks like Jack Carterman had the ball and gave it to Mason Bijak. Ball scooped up by Anthony Lee. Anthony Lee taking it down the court, stumbles, and Enzo Catania scoops up the ball.
Dominic Sanders looking for a foul call there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's not going to be getting it, and we have a foul on Anthony Lee.
The exact opposite of what he wanted.
Yeah, not. Lee obviously a little bit frustrated.
Ball is going to be passed in by Gabriel Osawi.
Osawi's going to inbound here.
Looking to pass. He passes it back court to Logan Killen. Killen with the ball now. Runs up. Looking to pass. Hands it off to Mason Bijak. Bijak throws it back to
wild passing
Jack
there
Carterman,
from Aurora on that
Jack
possession.
Carterman misses the third. Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of risky. I'm surprised the Knights weren't able to take advantage of that and get a turnover.
And looks like a sub coming in.
George Jones
coming in for Anthony Lee.
Yeah, good to give Anthony Lee a little break here. Maybe put him in last couple seconds of to end the quarter.
Mitchell Wychecki passes in the ball to George Jones. Jones over to Matt Hayes. Matt Hayes with the ball, runs up.
Oh, nice move.
And an easy layup.
So, again, what I really love about Matt Hayes' game, Ben, is how he has a great perimeter shot, a great perimeter stroke, and he can take it inside. He's got a complete package to me. I really like his game. Bijak all the way.
Bijak all the way. It looked like George Jones tried to smack it back court, but Aurora scooped that up, and
that's a two.
And a three by
I think that's a
Logan
two.
Keelan.
I think that's gonna be a two.
Oh, it's actually only a 2 point.
Yeah, it was inside. His right foot was inside there.
Kapala Krishna with the ball, passes it over to Matt Hayes. Hayes with the ball now, and
it's going to be Knights ball on this possession.
Matt Hayes is going to be throwing in the ball. And
we have a foul called here? Yeah, it looks like or we might have a
discussing something.
Yeah.
And Liam Kapala Krishna getting told to move up court. Kapala Krishna with the ball now, passes it over to George Jones. Jones with the ball now, looking to pass, gives it back to Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna with a three, almost. Kapala Krishna rebounds that ball. And, and it looks like there's going to be a foul on Gabriel El-Sawi.
Yep.
For a shove.
Gabe El-Sawi is first, fifth team foul.
And Kapala Krishna is going to be passing it in. Looks like he's going to be giving it to George Jones. Jones with the ball now. Jones looking to pass, gives it over to Michel Wychecki. Wychecki with the ball now. Wychecki passes it over to Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna back to George Jones. Jones to Wychecki. Wychecki almost I thought that was a two-pointer.
I'm surprised that didn't go out.
I thought that one out too, yeah. Ball scooped up by Gabriel El-Sawi. Sawi over
Vince
to
McFarland looking to come back in as well.
Keelan.
Ben.
Yeah.
As well as Anthony Lee, so they're going to put him in these last few minutes.
And
nice.
That's a 3-point.
No, that's a two. That's a two. Yeah.
By Logan Keelan.
So yeah, I mean, I want to see George Jones here, Ben, be a little bit more aggressive. I want to see him take some
and
shots.
It looks like timeout on Nordonia.
Yeah, but I was saying, Ben, I really want to see George Jones, number one. I think he's got great ball handling skills. I want to see him find his own shot. Maybe take a few threes. Maybe I do like how he's getting everyone involved, but I do want to see him create for himself a little bit more. I also like how Anthony Lee's coming back in to finish off this half. Overall, how do you feel about your doing this play-by-play, Ben?
A little harder than last time, but I think I'm starting to memorize the names.
Yeah. So were you doing play-by-play for the girls' varsity games?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it was mostly the girls' teams that I did.
Right. And just want to send a special shout out to Shane Romero. Thank you so much, Shane, for all of your hard work behind the scenes. This live stream would not be possible to you fans as we get ready to go. And thank you to the fans, all you guys, for tuning in on a Friday night to join Ben and I for some high school basketball. As right now, we begin the final minute and 37 of play, and the visiting Aurora Greenman with a 22-17 lead over the hometown Nordonia Knights. So Ben, take it away with the play-by-play. You've been doing a pretty good job thus far.
Will do. George Jones passes it into Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna over to Anthony Lee. Lee misses the shot. Ball was rebounded by Aurora. Aurora passing it to Keelan. Keelan with the ball now. Keelan passing it over to Smith. Zebediah Smith. Smith passes it over to Keelan. Keelan passes it over to Smith. Smith passes it to
That's Bizjack, yeah.
Bizjack. And Bizjack almost gets a three, but scooped up by Damon Wallace. Passes it to Anthony Lee. Lee over to George Jones. And
that's
Jones
what I mean.
with an easy
That's what I mean. That's literally what I mean. When I want George Jones shooting the ball, I want him creating offense for himself. That's because I know he's capable of doing that.
Gabriel Osawi with the ball now.
Foul, yeah.
Fumble, it looked like. But it seems like it's going to be a foul to Nordonia.
Foul is on number 32.
So we've got
Against
two shots here
Vince
by
McFarland.
Elsawi here.
Elsawi, 2 shots, I believe. Yes. He
And
makes the first one.
Ben, overall, your thoughts on this second quarter? It's been just as tight as the first.
Yeah, but it's more or less in Aurora's favor so far.
Right. As Elsawi
And
gives.
Elsawi
so I thought he was going
misses.
to hit that one.
And Vincent McFarland with the ball now passes it over to Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna with the ball, looking to pass.
I would just hang on to it here, get a good final shot. Final 20 seconds of the second quarter.
He gives it over to George Jones, who looks like he's going to try. Oh, no, he fakes it. Kapala Krishna. Oh,
I mean, that's
almost gets a three.
That is a good shot.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah.
But Elsawi scoops up the ball. And he is going to be missing, and it's picked up by Vincent McFarland.
So talk about a good shot on one side, and then a bad shot on the other side by Elsawi. But overall, Ben, nice, fun, competitive, fast-paced game. Right now, Aurora with a 23-20 lead over the Nordonia Knights. Ben, overall, who stood out to you in the first half, both the Knights and the Greenmen?
I definitely got a little tired. I definitely got to say, Kapala Krishna is definitely
yeah, he got
definitely
the start.
pushing.
He got the start.
And he got the starting lineup this time. And on the other side, I gotta say either Gabriel Elsawi or Logan Keelan.
And overall, now it's just been when I think about this game, I'm thinking fast pace. But ladies and gentlemen, Ben and I will be back to you for the second half of action. Here's your halftime presentation. Special thanks to Shane Romero for all of his work behind the scenes. We will be back with second half action in a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight here on NordoniaHills.news for Nordonia Varsity Basketball Boys Edition on Friday Night Hoops. Ben and I will be back in a few minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy the halftime show.
I rock a mic like a vandal, light up a stage. stage and wax the chump like a candle.
Aurora puts the ball in play to begin
2-20. It has been a close one throughout. Solid play by Liam Gopalakrishna, who's actually starting tonight for the Knights. Overall, Knights not turning the ball over as much either. Joining me is Ben Hirsch in this broadcast as well. Ben, overall, what were your takeaways from that first half? It was a fast-paced one, to say the least.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about the fast pace, but Nordonia in that first half really wasn't paying as much attention as they should be. They were leaving the left side of the court completely empty.
Yeah, half-court offense.
Oh, go
Krishna! Oh, and a very, very sloppy turnover by Aurora. This did not inbound the ball properly, so Knights are going to get possession here. As Gopalakrishna just tied the game up at 23. And right now the Knights have a chance to take a lead here. There'll be their first lead of the game since the first quarter of play. Here's George Jones, top of the key. He is guarded by Jonathan Ugran. Damon Wallace gets inside. That's what we want to see more of. Didn't really see that as much as we probably would have wanted in the first half. Damon Wallace getting to the basket, posting up, doing his moves. Drew the foul there, so hopefully this is a good start of what's to come for Damon Wallace in this third quarter, because the Knights are going to need it moving down the stretch. Zebediah Smith will be checking in for Aurora here.
Zeb Smith checks in for Aurora.
Here is Damon Wallace with his second free throw. Hit the first one as he gives the Knights a 25-23 lead. Their first lead of this game, as I mentioned, since the first quarter. Greenman got it over the half court. Eventually do. A three-pointer way outside is off the mark by Gabriel Ilsawi. Here comes Anthony Lee pushing the pace. Nice drop-off pass for Damon Wallace, who missed the layup. Anthony Lee comes right back up with it. Anthony, little floater, had it blocked by Catania. Anthony Lee gets it back inside for Wallace. A little bit of a mismatch there against Beast Jack, and we have a foul. It's going to be, looks like on, it's going to be on Beast Jack.
Foul is on number 3, Mason Bizjack.
So
His first, second,
Bizjack will pick up his first personal foul. George Jones to inbound here for Nordonia. George gets it inside for Anthony Lee. Lee gets it back for Jones, who's right now at the right side. Foul line extended and a kickball violation. So a little bit slower pace here to start the third quarter. Here's Gopalakrishna, who to me is the man of the match so far. Has really had a good start out there for Nordonia. Anthony Lee pulls up, off the glass, no good. And the Knights come up with a great hustle by George Jones, but it's taken away by Beastjack. Beastjack all the way, the layup, missed it. The lay-in is good by Zebediah Smith, so great effort play there from George Jones. Unfortunately, turns it over, and Zebediah Smith, the beneficiary. Mitch Wychecki is going to be checking in for the Nordonia Knights. At the next bed ball, Pat Williams, a younger player on the varsity team, will also be checking in.
I used to play gym with him.
I mean, to me, from what it looks like to me, Ben, Pat Williams is a really good player.
Yeah, you could say that again. He definitely kicked my butt in PE.
It just seems like he has a great feel for the game. Meanwhile, here's Beastjack. Finds Smith. Smith drives all the way. The little floater is off the mark. Backboard, and this is George Jones. Joel Jones is wide open. George Jones finds him. It's the Jones connection. dare I say, Jonas Brothers? No, just kidding. Maybe that's taking it a little too far.
Actually, that's taking it to the perfect.
Yeah. I do apologize for the bad jokes sometimes. Meanwhile, three new players going to be checking in here for the Knights. Matt Hayes, Mitch Wychecki, and Pat Williams are going to be checking in at the next dead ball. As the Knights, with a 4-point advantage, 29-25 is our score. The cut, El Sawi misses it. Here comes Nordonia. Gopala Krishna drives all the way. The little floater is good. This is the largest lead of the game for the Nordonia Knights. They have a 31-25 advantage on the Aurora Greenman. It's been a rough start to the quarter for Aurora. They only have 2 points to start, but Dominique Sanders and company loving what he is seeing. The Knights already with 11 points. Ben, overall, Knights looks like their defense is turning into their offense. It almost looks like they're causing a lot of turnovers, and they're hustling, which is really paying off if you look at the scoreboard right now.
I mean, yeah, I could definitely say the same thing. They're definitely switching the two around, but they need to get them back into order and pay attention if they want to keep this lead.
I think a goal right here you have for the Knights is have to get Anthony Lee a little bit more involved. Right now he's on the bench. He's going to take a rest here, but once he gets back in the game, find a way to get him some shots, because I think this is a guy, if he gets a shot going, it's going to be a long night for the opposing team. So right now out there for Nordonia, Mitch Wychecki, Joel Jones, Matt Hayes, Liam Gopala Krishna, and Pat Williams. And you said, Ben, that Pat Williams
definitely
was
a good player,
kind of the king of the court in your gym class. And he's got some tremendous speed, so I'm really going to be interested to see him play. This is Cardeman inbounding. Nice inbounds pass. It is Logan Keelan with the finish. And Coach Dominique Sanders not happy about that defensive lapse there by the Knights. This is Matt Hayes, gets it inside for Wychecki. Wychecki posts up against Keelan, or excuse me, Alexander Moore. And we have an offensive foul on Mitch Wychecki. So we have 3:50 to go here in the third quarter. Knights with a 31-27 lead over the visiting Aurora Greenman. Right now, I just would like to send a special thanks to Shane Romero for all of his technology and all of his technical skills that he has brought to the table to make this live stream possible for all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Also doing our camera work. So it's awesome that he can be doing this, and proud SR Films. Shane Romero has his own little, I guess, program you could call it, and that is also a big beneficiary for our broadcast. Also, I'd like to thank Julie D'Aloiso of NordoniaHills.news for all of her contributions and making sure that us media students are set up for success night in and night out. As Luke
Pun
Tykody.
intended. Night in, night out.
You're pretty good, Ben.
Normally when people say something, I'll find a joke in them.
Oh, don't worry, I'm the same way sometimes. As Luke Tykody just checked in to get his second half action. This is Tavion Pride. Back for Cardeman. Cardeman, crossover on Williams. Now is at the foul line on the right side. Gets it over to Moore. Cardigan with a jump shot. Sorry, Cardeman cuts the deficit in half for Aurora. This is Pat Williams now who's going to be running point for Nordonia. And Jonathan Urgan is going to be checking in for the Knights here at the next, or for the Aurora at the next dead ball. As right now we've got 2 minutes 33 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Nordonia with a 31-29 lead over the visiting Aurora Greenman. And here we go. This is Beast Jack. Beast Jack guarded by Tykody. A couple of crossovers. Now gets it over to Prince, who finds Cardeman. Cardeman will drive all the way. The layup is way off the mark. Tried a little floater there. This is Tricody, pushes Patrick Williams the 3. Air ball. Mitch Wojcicki the rebound and the putback. So that was a really nice play there by 2 younger Nordonia players, 2 JV players. Williams with the missed shot. I guess, Ben, we could call that an assist by Pat Williams. As Anthony Lee will be checking back into the game. This is Ugran to Moore. Alexander Moore, that's a push-off on no call, though. Beastjack a 3 off the mark. Pat Williams skies for the rebound, and we have a travel calls. There's got a traveling violation on Williams. Looks like we'll see. Well, Pat Williams is coming out of the game, Ben, and Anthony Lee is coming back in. So we've got 1:27 to go. 33-29 is our score. Knights with a 4-point advantage here. Carterman to inbound. Carterman, a corner 3. Did he step out of bounds? No shots. That shot will not count. And did he? I'm assuming he must have stepped out of bounds, Ben. Not really sure what the call is. No, we have a foul. Alex Moore with an offensive foul. As Logan Keelan checking in for the Greenman. Moore is going to come out. Derek Acapinti also taking a seat on the Knights bench. So out there for Nordonia, Anthony Lee, Joel Jones, Matt Hayes, Mitch Wojcicki, and Luke Icody. This is Hayes, gets it in for Wojcicki. Wojcicki, nice cut by Tykody. Oh, nice pass. Good idea there, but the play got broken up, and now it's in the hands of El Sawi. Goes to come up on the final minute of the third. Here's Carterman. And Knights coaching staff want to travel on that play. A 3 by, Catania is no good. Anthony Lee pushes, finds Hayes off the glass. Nice, great adjustment by Matt Hayes as he puts it down and gives the Knights a 6-point advantage. It's 35-29. We come up on the final 30 seconds of play. It's been an entertaining one thus far. Should set us up for a fantastic finish. Urgran misses the jumper. This is Tricody. Anthony Lee looking. Looks like the Knights definitely should run it down for the final shot here. Damon Wallace will come in if there is a dead ball. Luke Tricody struggling with his dribble a bit. Knights got to get a shot off here. Almost turned it over as they will not get. Oh, that would have counted if it went in, but that's certainly not the shot the Knights were looking for on that final play. Not a good way to end the quarter on that note, Ben.
Exact thing, but if that had gone in, on the other hand.
Yeah, but overall, although that wasn't a great shot by Tykody in the end, Knights overall had a great quarter, Ben. They scored 15 points alone in the third quarter. They scored 20 in total in the first half. So in terms of scoring, that was great. And they also held Aurora to only single-digit scoring, only 9 points for Aurora in that third quarter. What do you make of that, Ben?
They're definitely recovering and making up for the first 2 quarters. They're definitely getting back into this.
Certainly going to be a fantastic finish here from Nordonia High School. So, Ben, I'm going to hand it off to you for some more play-by-play practice as you continue working for us here at NordoniaHills.news. But before I let you go, Ben, I've got to ask you, what's your Super Bowl pick? I'm going with Tampa Bay. I've got to go with Tampa Bay.
I'd probably say the same thing. I used to pretty much live there.
Yeah. What makes you think Tampa Bay? Why you got Tampa Bay over Kansas City?
I say Tampa Bay mostly because my uncle's definitely a fan of that team. It's his favorite team, and he's definitely rooting for them. So I normally root for whatever he roots for.
I just think, the greatness of Tom Brady, I really just can't bet against it at the end of the day.
I'd say the same thing. So let's get into this.
That's going to be a great
Anthony
game.
Lee almost sinks that 3-point shot, but it's scooped up by Logan Keelan. Keelan with the ball now looking to pass.
It's interesting to see Keelan running some. Yeah, that was.
He misses the pass off to Gabriel Osawe.
I don't think that was a great move put in Logan Keelan playing point. I mean, he may have some ball handling skills, but I really haven't seen him run the offense. So not a good offensive possession there for Aurora. Let's see if the Knights can take advantage here.
Anthony Lee with the ball now. Passes it to Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna with the ball. Looking to pass. Gives it over to Damon Wallace. Damon Wallace with the ball. Gets shoved, but grabs the ball again. And double dribble. I think that was a double dribble foul against...
Foul is on number 10.
And Ben El-Sawi is going to check out, and it's going to be replaced by Beefjack for Aurora.
Hayes passing the ball in, gives it over to Damon Wallace. Damon Wallace passing it over to Joel Jones. Joel Jones almost makes that.
Yeah, that was
scooped up
and
by
that was a
Bizjack.
good shot too by Joel Jones. Those are the shots you want him taking. Just unfortunate they can't go in there.
Jack Carterman with the ball, and then he passed it over to Enzo I can't say his last name.
Catania, I think that's how you pronounce it.
Catania missed it. It was scooped up by Joel Jones. Passed over to Kapala Krishna. Passed over to Anthony Lee. And Anthony Lee misses the shot, and it goes out of bounds.
But again, same overall situation, Ben. That's the shot. Those are the shots you want. Two great shot selections there by the Knights. Gopala Krishna, a wide open three. Anthony Lee had a somewhat contested three, but you're fine with those shots.
Yeah, if you don't make those, it's okay.
Yeah, it's just tough when you don't see those go down, but that was a really nice move in by Joel Jones. I want to see him get into the paint a little more, Logan. I really want to see him dominate inside a little bit more and not settle for those jump shots.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. And
Uberon.
almost a 3-point by Jonathan Ugrain. Kapala Krishna with the ball. Kapala Krishna passes it over to Hayes. Hayes runs up but doesn't take a shot.
And Knights are going to call a timeout
And
here.
a timeout by Nordonia, just like Darius said.
And over, so I was telling you, Ben, Knights are getting some good shots to start this quarter off. Problem is, they're just not falling. I like the shot selections, though. They're getting some good threes. If they get those kind of shots, they need to take them, or they need to take the ball inside. I really want to see Damon Wallace assert his dominance here in this final frame. And really, I think if he can do that, it'll put the Knights over the hump in this one for sure.
Yeah.
And Ben, overall, so I talked to Logan Purcell, and he has the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well in the podcast today. Yeah, coaches and administrations, it says it on the roster there.
Yeah, but that's the principal of Aurora. Is he related to Matt Hayes?
I highly doubt that one.
Anthony Lee passes it in to Joel Jones. Joel Jones hands it off to Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna with the ball. Oh, attempts to pass it off to Anthony Lee.
That was a tough break there for the Knights. I thought that ball got deflected.
Yeah,
Liam
Bizjack
Gopala-Krishna
passes
certainly
it
did as
into
well.
Carterman. Carterman with the ball. Passes it back to Bizjack.
Tough shot
Almost
there.
gets it in, but Anthony Lee scoops up the rebound. And... oh, almost gets it in, but Damon Wallace fighting for the ball.
Wow, that was a...
Yeah, last time I fought for a ball like that, the guy, after the ref blew the whistle, was still holding the ball. I was still holding onto the ball. He lifted me off the ground with the ball. I was terrified.
Hey, man, like I say, that's why we're here in the broadcasting booth, because we're not great athletes. So we're
Last time I tried to do something like that, I was lifted off the ground. I mean, to be fair, I only weigh like 90 pounds.
yeah, I mean, I'm not that far ahead of you. So overall, Knights with a 37-29 lead. We're gonna get the final 5 minutes and 24 seconds, Ben, and Knights What do you like so far in this fourth quarter?
I definitely like that they are trying to make up for their past mistakes in the first and second quarters. But yeah, Damon Wallace passed it in to Joel Jones. Well, Matt Hayes passed it in to Damon Wallace to pass it in to Joel Jones. Passed it to Kapala Krishna, who hands it over back to Joel Jones. Sorry, stalled for that one. Matt Hayes with the ball over to Damon Wallace. Damon Wallace to Joel Jones. Joel Jones almost gets that two-pointer.
But again, that's a good shot, and I would just rather, instead of seeing Joel Jones settle for jump shots, I'd rather see him go all the way to the basket, maybe draw some fouls. That was a good lay-in there by Logan Keelan.
Keelan got that shot. Anthony Lee with the ball now. Kapala Krishna with the ball. Joel Jones.
And I'm happy George Jones will be coming back in, so we'll see what he
Damon
can do
Wallace.
to help the Knights finish this game off. Nice fake by Lee, the pull-up.
Anthony Lee, and
Yeah.
he sinks that two-pointer.
He needs to do that more. He's got to put his skill on display. If he does that, the Knights are going to be in a great position to win this game. Anthony needs to put the ball on the deck, put some moves on the defense, do some shaking and baking, and looking for his jumper. Speaking of jumpers, that's off.
That was a Jack Carterman almost shot that.
So Aurora will call a timeout. Great hustle there from both players. On the Knights side, Liam Gopalakrishna diving for that ball. And the Knights with an 8-point advantage. 39-31 the score in favor of Nordonia. Only with a few more minutes to play, Logan. Or Ben, excuse me. I keep saying Logan so much. It's because I see Logan once a week, and with the schedule, this basketball schedule being kind of out of order, I don't really get to see him as much. I do see you a lot in school though.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to be able to see him this Sunday because we have a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's on my team.
How many wins do you guys have in NYB so far?
1.
Okay.
Out of 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, all right.
I mean, at least it's not none.
Yeah, exactly. Got to look at it in the positive way.
Yeah,
And you have to. Our team hasn't had any practices. We're just doing games.
We've had a couple of practices. I missed one that actually we had a play that we were supposed to learn, but I was in Florida enjoying my life.
And nice back cut.
Dang! I mean, I feel bad about betraying Nordonia like this, but that was a clean shot.
Yeah. Dominique Sanders, head coach of the Knights, not happy about that
beautiful. George Jones passes it to Matt Hayes, who passes it to Damon Wallace. Damon Wallace just got hit in the face, but no foul was called.
Oh, Wallace comes up with it,
Damon Wallace.
And
they
Wallace wanted to foul.
literally bounced that ball.
Oh,
and I hate
man.
saying this again, but that was clean.
We've got a game here, Ben.
We got a game, yeah. Kapala Krishna passes it over to Anthony Lee, who rams what it looked like into, I believe that's Jonathan Ugrain.
So Joe Jones is coming in.
I definitely got that wrong. Yeah, but Jonathan Ugrain coming out of the game. And Kapala Krishna scoops up the ball, gets pretty much like clotheslined.
Yeah, good call there. As we have 3 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Knights now only up by 4. They were up by 8, Ben, I swear, maybe, a minute ago?
Yeah, it's fine. Matt Hayes is going to be passing in the ball. They're going to stack. He's looking to pass, gives it to Joel Jones. I'm thinking he's going to give it to Anthony Lee. I was right. Anthony Lee with the ball now. He is going to be looking to pass. I'm thinking Matt Hayes. Matt Hayes with the ball. Gives it back to Anthony Lee.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
He hopping like a frog.
Man, it's not going down tonight for Anthony, but that was a good shot.
Definitely good. Now it is in Jack Carterman's possession, but he fakes it and passes it over to Tavon Pride. But foul was called on Kapala Krishna.
Here's Carterman to inbound.
And
Bizjack.
Bizjack passes it to, I did not catch that number. Oh, that's Jack Carterman. Bizjack.
Oh, nice play there from Jones.
Almost.
And it's good. However, possession's still going to remain with Aurora.
Well, technically, it's not our possession if it's with Aurora. But
yeah, I didn't say our.
Oh, I thought you did.
No.
And a fumble by Gabriel Elsawe. Ball is going to be passed in by George Jones to Anthony Lee. Anthony Lee is going to be walking up the court, passes it over to George Jones.
Knight's got to get it over the 8-second mark.
They're struggling a little. There we go. Kapala Krishna to Anthony Lee. Coach Sanders shouting some plays to them. Oh, Anthony Lee with a nice fake out. Yeah. To Joel Jones, to Kapala Krishna, to George Jones. George Jones passes it over to Kapala Krishna. Kapala Krishna to Anthony Lee.
Anthony Lee's got to get the shot here, I think. Oh.
Ooh. And it looked like he grabbed him.
So that was, I mean, if this play doesn't amount to anything, I will say it certainly amounted to some insane ball handling skills by Anthony Lee. It looks like it will amount to something, though, because Anthony's going to be shooting free throws. So maybe the Lion has come out of its cage. Let's see what Anthony can do here in these final seconds, because this is, you know, Anthony Lee in the clutch. Let's see what he can do. So we have 1:54 to go here. If Anthony Lee hits this free throw, he will give Nordonia a 6-point advantage, which he does.
And
so we've got 1:54 to go. Knights by 6.
Like clockwork. And we've got Mason Bizjack. Oh, he fumbles. Anthony Lee takes advantage. I told you. Easy layup.
The Lions come out of its cage. The Lion has come out of the cave. It's official. Get it in the paper.
Yeah, write that on like a check or something, because that thing is definitely fine.
Anthony Lee with a great steal, lays it up, lays it in.
Laces on.
Yeah, you're not going to be Anthony Lee in a foot race.
Definitely not. That's my top speed is like I don't know, 5 miles an hour.
Here's the inbound pass to Moore. Almost stepped out of bounds there.
Moore passes over to Keelan. Keelan misses. And it looks like Keelan got fouled.
Yeah, and if you're Aurora, what you want to do right now is just keep as much time on the clock as you possibly can while getting points on the board, and that means basically getting free throws.
And
so that's really going to be the best shot of Aurora getting back into this game, but they also have to hit those free throws as well, Ben. And Keelan can't hit his first. Let's see what he can do on the second.
Gonna be in.
It's his second free throw, so the deficit is cut to 7. Gopala Krishna. Anthony Lee.
Anthony Lee.
Oh, Anthony Lee got past all those guys.
Anthony Lee looking to pass.
Oh, and
gives it to George Jones, but is knocked over, so it's going to be
So he's going to go to the line again.
Yep.
Bizjack gets the foul. 8th team foul.
This is going to be a one-and-one situation.
And it's in.
Knights were lucky on that one, because if Anthony missed that one-on-one, that first free throw, it was a 1-and-1. So the 3 guys, George Jones, Joe Jones, and Liam Gopala Krishna wouldn't be able to get the rebound. Here is Bizjack.
Yeah, Bizjack coming down the court now. Passes it over to a number I can't read.
That's Keelan.
That would be Enzo
Step back.
Katani.
That's, yeah.
Kapala Krishna scoops up the ball. He got slapped.
Yeah, that's the last thing you want to do if you are Aurora, just forcing out bad shots. And Knights are going to go back to the free throw line.
Oh yeah.
And-
Speaking of fouls, one of the worst fouls I've ever seen. Not because the ref's fault was like it was a bad call. It was a really bad one. So pretty much, what happened was, we were facing a team, and one of the players got really mad and said a really bad word, and the ref was done with him, and just sent him out.
they'll do that. They'll do that on those technicals.
Yeah, he was.
As
he
Anthony
was
Lee
definitely mad.
Came up with a great steal, but the Knights turn it over. We've got 39 seconds left.
Did he?
Got a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to favor Aurora.
Held ball, possession.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a little tired.
Well,
checks in for
Ladies and gentlemen,
Palinkas
would like to
checking
thank you for
in.
joining us tonight. We're not
Getting
quite yet done. We've got
Anthony
37.9 seconds remaining. Knights with a 45-36 lead, a 9-point advantage. That is still at 9, but we have a foul called, and it's going to be called on Aurora. Ben, I think we can safely say this one's in the books.
foul is on number 10, Enzo Catania.
Especially if the Knights hit these free throws. So Damon Wallace is going to be going to the line for 2 shots.
Damon Wallace up at the line.
2 shots.
So if Wallace
I don't know if
hits
this is
these,
a
it'll be the
one.
no. It's 2. It's 2.
Oh, it's a 2. Okay.
So Wallace putting the icing on the cake, and
Now you're making me hungry. I love cake.
yeah, I mean I don't blame. I love cake too.
Kapala Krishna coming out of the game. I don't know who checked in though. Oh, Anthony Lee, it looks like.
No,
Wait.
Palinkas checked in.
Oh, yeah,
Palinkas checked in.
Palinkas. Let's-
Final 29 seconds. A 3 is off
Ooh.
by Ugron.
Ooh.
Anthony Lee
Anthony
skies
Lee
in for
looking
the
like he's
rebound.
cornered.
Anthony Lee, do not
That
get
definitely
that
looked like
weak
a
stuff
travel to
out
me,
of
but
here.
I'm
It
not
is
gonna
the
complain.
Anthony Lee show.
Oh! No way! Let's go! Joel Jones with a dunk. That's the first dunk I have seen in 3 years.
3-pointers off the mark.
They're all just giving up.
That was an amazing
That was
athletic
incredible.
play by Joel Jones, and a great way to end the night. A final score, 48-36.
I am speechless.
48-36 win for the Nordonia Knights,
Joel
as they had a
Jones.
very, very strong third and fourth quarter. Strong second half in general. Anthony Lee, I mean, I told you that was the lion going to come out of its cave.
Yeah.
Certainly did.
I
Amazing,
hope that Miss
amazing.
Julie definitely got that on her. Little camera,
and we
please.
definitely got that dunk on our live stream.
I want.
Yeah.
I need to see that in slow
Well,
motion.
you're gonna
that
be
was
you're-
incredible.
Yeah, you're gonna get to see it
Oh,
on
the final score
recording.
was actually 38 because they made out last 2-pointer.
And overall, the Knights 48-38 win. Ben, your thoughts on this game? This was a great game for the Knights, especially in that second half. They really pushed the pace even more, and they were running away with it at one point.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you, but the first half for Nordonia was not looking good, but they definitely made up for it in the second half, especially with that dunk in the last second.
Yeah, and
That was incredible.
Anthony Lee steps up in the fourth quarter, in the final minutes of the fourth quarter, ends up scoring 13 points.
Wow.
And, you know, he had some great defensive plays as well, had a couple of steals, and he was all over this game. This was a great overall team performance for the Knights.
Yeah, but I am amazed that he dunked because I could barely touch the bottom of the net.
That was a dunk by Joel Jones. That has to be the play of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben and I are going to give you the post-game report in a few minutes. We'll see you then. Don't miss out on that. We'll give you a full recap of this night's victory on this Friday night. And ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say thank you so much for joining Ben and I here on NordoniaHills.news and this live stream. Wherever you may be, we are so happy to have you on board. Stay tuned for the post-game show. We'll have that for you in a moment.
Are you the only one? Are you the only one? Are you the only one doing it, or Ben? I think Ben might not be joining.
Hello everyone, welcome to Nordonia High School. I'm Darius Sethna, your play-by-play broadcaster. Joining me was Ben Hirsch, who actually got some play-by-play action in himself. We've just concluded our latest matchup of Nordonia Knights boys varsity basketball, as tonight the Knights defeat the visiting Aurora Greenman by a final score of 48-38, a 10-point advantage of victory for the Nordonia Knights. Overall, 23-20 was our score at halftime. Aurora had a 3-point lead heading into the half. However, Knights really took it upon themselves to step up both offensively and defensively in that second half. Knights not turning the ball over that much at all in this game, and they score 15 points alone in the third quarter and held Aurora to only 9 points in that third quarter on the defensive end. Now, Anthony Lee, I was telling Ben, don't let the lion get out of its cave, or maybe bear. Lions don't really sleep in caves. But Anthony Lee stepped up when the Knights really needed him to, had some great defensive plays, and hit some clutch shots. Ben, overall, your thoughts on this Knights victory? Who stood out to you, and what plays did you really like seeing out there?
Yeah, definitely towards the beginning, it was. I have to say, you know what? George Jones, I'm guessing. But there you go. George Jones definitely stood out at the beginning, but definitely Joel Jones definitely towards the end. He, with that dunk, was actually amazing.
Yeah. That's going to be a play of the game.
I could barely touch the bottom of the net, let alone actually the rim.
Yeah, Ben is still mesmerized by that dunk at the end from Joel Jones. He's going to be replaying that a lot tonight, I'm assuming.
I am definitely going to be replaying that.
But overall, ladies and gentlemen, the Knights with a fantastic win here at home on a Friday night in front of their home fans. Win this one by a final score of 48-38. Before we go, I want to send a special thanks, obviously, to Ben Hirsch for joining me tonight. Another successful night in the books. Also want to send a thank you to Shane Romero and SR Films for all of his work behind the scenes and bringing this live stream possible. Also like to thank Julie D'Aloiso and NordoniaHills.news for making this opportunity possible for media students like Ben and I. As well, I want to thank you, the fans, the followers. Thank you so much for tuning in for some Friday Night Hoops to listen along with Ben and I. I hope you enjoyed the action as much as we did. Have a great Super Bowl Sunday. Ben and I both predict the Bucks are going to win on Sunday. Hopefully, we'll see if Tom Brady can pick up that sixth ring? That's a lot of rings. Championship rings. But we'll see you for our next basketball broadcast right here on NordoniaHills.news. Have a terrific weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in, and go